Alright boys, in today's video we are going to be going over the best free equips to get in Grand Summoners. So we have 3 different ways to get free equips that I'm going to go over, and equips can make or break your account. If you don't have the right equips, you might just be getting completely cooked in fights. So if we go to my equip list, I have 655 equips. I have plenty. I am stacked. Support equips, 5-star support equips. Even if we select my favorited ones, I got plenty. We go to my defense equips. I have a defense equip for pretty much any scenario. And then physical equips, I have plenty of different physical equips that do plenty of different things. I'm pretty stacked. But the free ones, there's actually some pretty good free ones that you can get, and a lot of them I use all of the time. So, starting off with our free equips, we are going to go to the town and the alchemist, the exchange tab, and then this is where we're going to go for our first chunk of free equips. And we are going to start with the crossover true equip exchange. So right here, every crossover, not every crossover, but most crossovers, they're going to have a true equip exchange. They have one for Kill a Kill right here. They have one for Index right here. And with this one, it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to get the equip for whichever crossover unit you got. So I have Uzu and Hoka and Gamagori. I have Mako. I have Nui and Ryuko. So I already had Uzus and Hokas, but I didn't have Gamagoris, so I just picked it up because I have Gamagori. If you don't have the unit, I don't have Nonon, their true equip probably isn't going to be that great because this is going to increase damage to enemy by 20% for 10 seconds and 30 if it's a light unit, 10% defense, so it's not that great. But this right here, when equipped by Nonon, increase attack and skill CT by 50%. So this one isn't even that good, but they are just better if you equip them to the unit that they're supposed to be on because they are their true equip. They get a unique buff to that unit. So, yeah, just pick it up for whatever unit you get from the crossover. That's definitely the way to go with those true equips. And then next up, we have our Summoner's Road equips. Okay, so there is 6-star equips. I think there's 2 6-star equips in each of the Summoner's Roads. And honestly, don't even worry about getting them. They are all 6-star equips. So first of all, you would have to have your unit LB6. And then to make the unit, with the physical and magical equips, they don't need to be LB'd because 70% Earth Res is great, but you probably aren't going to use this more than once. And then with the defense equips, they're really not good because, reduces all allies damage taken by 10% and earth damage by 30% for 20 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. That's an amazing equip, but it is a 6-star equip, so it has to be in a 6-star defense slot. And to get it to the 30-second cooldown, you need 5 6-star LB stones, which is very hard to get. They are very rare, and you're going to have to either be very lucky or you're going to need to be a veteran to get 6 5-star or 5 6-star defense equips, LB stones. So that's pretty much it for the Summoner's Road ones. They are just very hard to get. This support equip, it is really good if you get it max LB'd, but you're going to need a demon or spirit unit with a 6-star magic or a 6-star support slot, and you're going to need 5 6-star LB stones. So you can see how that's kind of a lot. And then, so I would say just don't really worry about the Summoner's Road equips. They're not too important. We're going to go to our 4-star equip exchange. The ones I would recommend for the 4-star is going to be Keon right here. This is good for breaking. And then we have Terra Conjunction. This is going to give a 100% crit rate for 10 seconds. So just if you need a little nuke equip, you can pick this up. Throw it in anybody's 4-star support slot, and then you have 100% crit for 10 seconds. You can do a pretty easy nuke with that. So then you don't have to bring a unit that provides crit. You can just use this equip. Or if the boss has crit res, you can bring a unit that has crit, and then you can bring this equip that has crit, and that unit's crit rate up and this equip's crit rate up will stack, and you should be able to crit the boss. And then the last equip that I would recommend for 4-star, the number 1 is Blessed Necklace. This is such a good equip. It's so useful. It's just going to make it so your unit just doesn't die. If they ever take lethal damage, they just won't die, and they'll just be revived to 50% HP. So the way you use this equip is you just throw it on before they die, and then if the target falls within 120 seconds from the use of this equip, they'll just be revived. So it's amazing. So don't try to time it. Just use it, and then if they ever do die, they'll just immediately get revived to 50% HP. So it's an amazing equip. And then if you already have those 3, honestly, just grab any of the defense equips just because they might come in handy in certain fights. Okay, and then our 5-star equip exchange. Honestly, you might want to grab Shinra Bansho. I think I said that right. I don't know. It's pretty much just because it heals status ailments. And status ailments can get a little tricky, so I would recommend this over the other healing equips, just for that reason. But over that one, I would probably just grab Hime Ajisai. See, I'm butchering these names, but this one does the same thing, but I think its heal is a little bit better, so probably just grab this one over that one. And besides those 2, honestly, any of the defense equips, Gargantua is really good. And then the other defense equips, just grab any of them. Whichever one you think you need, it's probably worth it. And that's it for our 5-star, and now we're going to get into the true equips. So there is actually a lot of good true equips you can get from this. So if we go through it, we will start with Joyous. So if I didn't even know this one was in here. I bought this one with rainbow gems. I should have just looked a little bit harder because it is right here. This is a great defense equip to throw on a taunt tank because it's going to max HP 1000% up and damage from enemy 10% down when near death. So little bit of DR there, great. And reduces own damage from enemy by 30% for 8 seconds. So it has a ton of DR on it, so it can be really good for taunt tanks. Like Toma, if you have Toma, you probably should have grabbed his true weapon, but if you didn't, you could just grab this, and this could be pretty good on him. Or if you just got Gamagori, this is a really good slot in for Gamagori. Or for literally any taunt tank, this is a good equip for any taunt tank. And then we have Exceed Zex. So the other one, the rest of them I've already bought. Exceed Zex right here. It's just going to be a great magical equip that you can grab from the True tickets because it's going to give you 30 arts on a 45-second cooldown, and you got a little bit of lifesteal down here. So this can come in handy in certain situations. Very useful. It also has a little bit of arts damage up. And then the physical equip I would grab would be True Izanagi, just because it's going to increase own arts by 2 for 3 seconds on a 10-second cooldown, and it has some equipment CT down. Pretty nice. Definitely a solid physical equip to just pick up for free. And then we have Flambardo, which is a pretty good defense equip. Very good on Sandstone, but reduces all allies' damage from enemy by 20% for 12 seconds. If allies' HP is under 50%, reduce extra 10%. So, could be a great defense equip, especially for it being free. And especially if you have Sandstone, you can throw it on her. And then we have Raz right here, which is going to provide status ailment res. So this can come in extreme handy. Like if there's ever a fight that's going to freeze or paralyze you, you can just throw this on in one of your 5-star defense slots and completely negate that. It just won't let it happen. So very, very useful. And then we have Night's Glow right here. This is just really useful for break because like it doesn't do anything. You can see it doesn't do anything. Dark res 20% up. It helps Platina out a little bit, but the main part about this equip is right here. This 8,000 break. That is a lot, especially on an equip. Pretty sure it's the highest in the game for an equip. I think I might be wrong on that. There might be 1 or 2 that are higher, but still, it's free. It's in here. Grab it. It's very useful for break, especially break nukes. And then we have the number 1 equip I would recommend out of all of these is True EX Gate. I use this one all the time. It's so good for nukes. It's going to autofill a target's arts gauge by 10 for 15 seconds and increase all allies' crit rate by 100% for 15 seconds. You do have a 20% magic damage buff if you want to use it. I mean, it's cool, but the main effect right here is amazing. This is so good for nuking. It just gives the whole team crit rate from a single equip, and it's going to boost somebody, like a single unit's arch gen, like crazy. So I love that equip. That is my number one to grab. But if you need a magical or physical equip, first magical would be True Exceeds X, first physical would be True Izanagi, and then, yeah, but if you need any equip in here, probably just go True EX Gate. It's so useful. And that's going to be it for this portion. We're done with the Alchemist now, and next up is going to be side stories. So if you go to Exploring, and you go to Side Stories right here, you will unlock these after you beat the Chapter 5 boss. So once you unlock Chapter 6, you unlock this too. And keep in mind, these are farmable, but to get them to LB5 can be a grind. Like, you will have to get a lot of dupes to get these equips to LB5. And we're going to start at the bottom with Iris Crossed Hearts. So just like another equip we just went over, this has Raz. So it's going to reduce all allies damage taken by 15% and completely evade burn, freeze, curse, seal, poison, darkness, paralyze, and disease. So just status ailment res. Great. Pretty similar to the equip we just went over. Definitely would try to pick that one up if you don't have some form of status ailment res. And then we have the 5 Freedom Fighters, Last Wishes Past to the Future. This one right here with, I think his name's Grohl. Both of these equips are actually very good. We have Akashic Eye, which is going to increase own arts by 30 when own HP is 50% or more on a 50-second cooldown with 20% magic damage up. It's just a pretty solid equip, especially for it being free and farmable. And then Sigil right here, I use this one pretty much all the time too. It has 10% passive physical DR and just 20% DR for all allies. So it can be a very useful 4-star defense. I use it all the time. And then after that, we are going to go to Knights of Blood 1. So right here, the boy Berwick. We have Arc Ignite. Arc Ignite is an amazing 4-star support equip. One of the better ones in the game. So increase all allies' arts gauge by 10 on a 15-second cooldown. It's just great. It's like some of the best arts you're going to get out of a 4-star support equip. And then we have Knights of Blood 3, which I think is Thetis. Yep, Thetis. We have Adamus Gear, which is going to be pretty good on any taunt tank. It's just 30% DR for 15 seconds on a 35-second cooldown. So, like if you have a taunt tank like Gamagori, Kirasame, Toma, Thetis, Volti LR, any taunt tank, you just use this on them. And then whenever the boss does their art or like their big, they use their special move or whatever, you use this defense equip and they're going to take 30% less damage. So very, very useful. And then we have Knights of Blood 7, which is Leon. Both of the 5-star support equips in here are actually very good. So we're going to start with EX Gate. Autofills target's arch gauge by 10 for 12 seconds and increase all allies crit rate by 50% for 10 seconds. So this is pretty similar to the best true equip exchange you can use, but this one's a little bit worse. So if you do have the other one, you probably don't need this one. The other one's just better. But if you don't have the true equip ticket exchange to do right now, this is a free farmable version that's just a little bit worse. And then we have Astral Robe Axis, which is going to increase target's arts gauge by 100 and arts damage by 10%. So just an immediate 100 arts. Very, very useful to just get one unit up and going right away. So definitely grab those two. They're very useful. Then we have the Knights of Blood, the Crimson Queen, which is this one right here, the last Knights of Blood. The Majestic Crest is a useful 4-star support for a light unit. Only use this on a light unit, otherwise it's not really worth it. It's going to increase all allies' arts gauge by 12, and if the user is a light unit, recovers 10% of all allies' HP. So throw this on any light unit, and it's going to have a little bit of arch gen and a little bit of healing. So very nice. And next up we have Cross the Blaze 3, which is right here, Orvel. Grand Destin, this is just an equip that's very useful for farming because it has a high multiplier, and the animation of the equip, like when you press the button, the animation that plays, it hits almost everything on the screen, and it's going to do it very, very fast. So definitely would recommend picking this up if you are doing any sort of farming. If not, don't really worry about it. And then we have Cross the Blaze 7, which is right here, Betsfald. Betsfald is one of the best healing equips in the game, especially for light units. Recovers 20% of all allies' HP. Light units get an extra 20% and increase arts gauge by 20 for spirits. So, if you have Star God Liza and you use this like you have for LB7 and you put this on Star God Liza, it is a 40% HP heal for light units, plus Star God Liza's extra heal. I think she has like 20% extra heal. This equip heals so much for mono light teams. It is broken on mono light teams. If you have a mono light team, you need Betsfald. It's so good. I love using this. It's one of my favorite 4-star heal equips. I probably use it more often than any other 4-star heal equip. It's just so good. And then we have Cross the Blaze 8. I'm scrolling a little fast here. I think we're just, Splendor. So Splendor right here, it's just going to have a little bit of lifesteal. So if you ever need an equip that has lifesteal for some reason, Splendor just has 2% lifesteal for 5 seconds. So if there's ever a fight, there's a couple fights in the game where they will counter you with damage and you need lifesteal to beat them. Otherwise, you kind of just get cooked. So here is a lifesteal equip you can get for free. And then we have Phantom Snipers 1, that's going to be Heart. And these Magisteel toe boots are actually pretty solid farmable free support equip. So autofills all allies arts gauge by 3 and increases all allies HP recovery amount by 15% for 10 seconds. On a 40-second cooldown, so it's 30 arts on a 40-second cooldown. Not too bad, especially for a free equip that is just farmable. So definitely pick up one of these if you are missing a good support equip. And then we have Phantom Snipers 2. We have the Oracle Veil. This one right here is going to increase light damage by 40% and increase arts gauge by 50. First time only. So the first time you use this, it's going to give you 50 arts. So it can just be very helpful in starting out and just getting a ton of arts to start. And then you'll be able to get into your true art or your super art or whatever and just speed up everything. So can be useful, especially for a free equip. And that's going to be it for all of the side story free equips. Feel free in the comments to just type down, like, if you guys know of any other good equips in here. I looked at all of them, and those are the ones I would say you should probably farm. But if anybody else has anything that they would like to add, just type a comment down below. And anybody who's still looking for more good free equips, just look in the comments. There might be some people who like some of the other equips in these side stories, and yeah. And then the final thing we're going to talk about, which I heavily advocate for, is some of the best equips in the game that are free and farmable. Grand Crusade. So I know some people don't like playing Grand Crusade, but these equips are broken. They can get absolutely disgusting. I almost forgot that for Grand Crusade, what you're going to want to do is go right here, right? We got this. Look up Grand Summoners database. And then we're going to go to the guides. Don't open that. And then we have Grand Crusade. Scroll down to Grand Crusade. It's going to take you to this Google Doc and scroll down right here. Full Fusion Craft equip list. Boom. And now you can see every single equip you can craft in Grand Crusade. And it'll show you. So like we need a magic equip. We go over here and I need like, what do I want? What do I want? Magic damage up. For 12 seconds, increase own magic damage by 70 to 100%. So it'll show you the best possible multipliers you can get, and it'll show you the best way to craft it. So you're just going to want to do some form of magic and then throw in a buster glyph, and you have a higher chance to get this equip. So that's how you would do Grand Crusade equip crafting, and yeah. So if we go here to my equips, my fusion equips, boom. My specialized equips specifically, I have like 100 of them. I have so many. And if we find, where is one really, really good one? This one right here is insane. So, on a 40-second cooldown, autofills Earth units arts gauge by 4 for 12 seconds, party accuracy 33% up, and equipment CT 10% up. Like, this is an insane equip. It's so good on mono Earth. Like, I love using it. I do have it on Ash Toto, so it's a little tragic. I would have put it on War God Fen if I had him, but unfortunately I do not. I also got this Metallic Phase on normal Fen, which is a very, very good equip. And then, like, there's just plenty I could keep going over that are super good. This is, like, Insect Staff is probably the best 4-star healing equip in the game. And you can just get it for free by farming a little bit of Grand Crusade. Like, this Insect Staff autofills Arts Gauge by 4 for 12 seconds. This is 48 Arts Gauge on a heal equip. Like, what? These are the secondary effects. You can get secondary effects and tertiary effects that are absolutely crazy. Like, let me try and find an equip I have a tertiary effect on. No, not right here. Let's see. It might take me a while to find one. It's very rare to get a tertiary effect, but here we go. Dark res 53% down, physical res 15% down, BE output 16% up. So you can get tertiary effects, and somebody even said you can get a 4th effect. So depending on how high your level is. So these equips are absolutely busted. I would highly recommend you get into Grand Crusade if you are not, and I would highly, highly recommend you start crafting fusion equips because they are busted. And if your equips are lacking, make sure you look into getting these free ones. But that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. The link is in my channel description. And yeah, that's it. See ya!